Hello, hello, my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim, back with another episode of the Suit Squad. Hi. First of all, let me apologize for disappearing for such a long time. I know I had promised, I had purchased so many perfumes and I wanted to showcase them one by one, review them one by one. But unfortunately, I had lots of stuff going on in my life and I had to fix that first before instead of being distracted and trying to juggle both, I thought, let me finish that. When it's all done, let me sort this out, get it done so that I can have full focus. So I wanted to start a little strong today because I do have some new Lattafas, I have some other different perfumes. So I thought to start with one that has been going absolutely viral because everybody was like, oh my gosh, the perfumer for this perfume is of course the person who created Delina, and that's Quentin Biche. And everybody was super excited. I was super excited. I was like, okay, I'm not so fond of Delina, but you know what? I might actually end up liking this perfume because it's being created for the Middle Eastern market. Am I talking too fast? If I am, please excuse me. I'll need to get back on track and be a little, But I know some of you all also watch me on 2x speed, which is what I do with my videos. When I see not my videos, but when I see other people's videos, I watch it at 2x speed. It's a weird thing. So I know a lot of you all do that. So I don't know why I'm saying all this, but okay. So the perfume is Teriaq. Teriaq is by Lattafa, not by Lattafa Pride, but it'll still set you back some pennies because it is expensive compared to other releases of theirs, but it is not as expensive as the Pride collection because this is not part of their Pride collection. So Teriaq kind of means like an antidote or a cure, in Arabic. It has this outer sleeve and then that's the box and it opens up like that. I'm sure you've seen this bottle everywhere on the internet right now. Everybody is trying it out. That's the bottle. There's a serpent again. Sorry to everybody who has a phobia with snakes because I know some of you all absolutely hated the bottle of Musammam for this specific reason. So Teriaq, yeah, I did like the packaging. It's this taupe color. It's like a dirty pink. I don't know what you call it. It's taupe. It's the taupe color. And the bottle as well is pink and taupe, which I really like. I don't actually like the bottle by itself because it's a little tacky. It's a little bit trying too hard and everything. But then, who cares? As long as it looks presentable, it has this gold detail at the bottom. It has a snake which is wound around the cap. The column thingies, I don't understand what the hell that is, but okay. Should I just cut it short and just tell you how I feel about it? Okay, unpopular opinion or popular opinion, I'm not sure because I don't know what everybody else has been talking about this perfume. I do not like it that much. It is nice, but it's not Quentin Biche level, You expect it to be something so unique, just like Delina, or at least something really odd. I will say this does smell a little odd, but I feel like I've smelled this before. So this will set you back $42, or at least that's what I got it for over here in Dubai. I would classify this as a gourmand floral, and on Fragrantica this has got only 3.9, which kind of tells you what's going on, Now on the strip it smells a little different, on the clothes it smells a little different, and on the skin it smells different. I prefer using this on my skin, not on my clothes, because for some odd reason it reacted poorly on my clothes and the smell was just odd. Now, a lot of people are comparing this to La Belle by Jean-Paul Gaultier, and yeah, it does have that, let's just call it the base notes are like that, but this one is heavier on the thickness and the carameliness, the vanilla. Let me tell you the notes first. The top notes are caramel, bitter, almond, pink pepper and apricot. Middle notes of honey, white flowers, rose and rhubarb. Your rose and rhubarb had to be there if it's Quentin Biche. Base notes of vanilla, labdanum, musk, leather and vetiver. This perfume, first off, I feel it doesn't last very long, but that could be because this is Jan 2024. I wish they would macerate the perfumes before they release it. It's so bad because now they're increasing their prices. So they need to be at par with other designer perfumes where they actually have their perfumes macerating for some time before they set it out in the market, So I was a little disappointed that this wasn't lasting all that long. I mean, it was giving me 4 hours, which is pathetic, I wore it for 2 straight days. I was wearing this to the office in the morning after getting ready. I was respraying it throughout the day. I would come home, wear my, freshen up, take a bath, wear this again to bed. Like I was like wearing this, dreaming about it, everything. Like I was just like wanted to give it like a long hard thought because of the big name behind it of Quentin Beach, right? Now, first things first, this is not a blind buy. And it does have that niche quality, but probably not in the best way possible, because if you know niche quality, it's like niche doesn't try to impress, or it's not meant for everybody. It's like niche is when you have like a certain amount of people who will love your perfumes, some who would dislike the perfumes. So it does have that quality of nicheness. It does feel very upscale. It doesn't smell cheap. It also, I feel, kind of has like the opening, especially, there's something about it that smells like angel share to me. I don't know why. I know there's some notes over here. I don't know, it's creating some kind of booziness, I guess. Because of that, I feel like it somewhat smells like angel share and label, as if they had a baby, and then, you know, it kind of feels old. It feels dated. The initial spray smells like, you know, when you go to like a old library and the books are all stacked up, and if you try to smell the paper, you know how the paper smells like? It's like musty, or I don't know what that weird smell of old paper is, but it gives me that throughout. Like from the beginning, it's quite strong, and then it continues till the base notes, and that's something that really bothers me, that old paper kind of scent. Then you have like some spicy honey. If you smell a spicy honey, you'll know what I mean. And then it has some florals. But the notes that clearly stand out are caramel, honey, and the spices. Once it starts settling into the middle notes, the dirty, earthy kind of like scent starts like to show, like vetiver and the labdanum, like a slight bit of leather, which is like a little animalic. But I feel like it all gets muddled up, like it gets muddy. I don't know if I can explain it better. The perfume feels like muddied. Teriaq is like, it's warm, sweet, and spicy. You know, when you smell perfumes, I tell you it smells cold. This smells like warm. And warm, when I mean, is like spicy warm, like spicy, you know. So you have your sweetness of the honey. So ultimately, once it settles down, it smells like a spicy, animalic gourmand. On dry down, you feel like it smells like a boozy leather jacket. Like, you know, I don't know. That's why I get that angel share at the back of my mind. But this is definitely feminine, you know. I cannot imagine a man wearing this. It's a leather jacket woman, you know. This is definitely not a dupe for label. So if you're thinking, okay, I love label and I want to try and get... First of all, we are so over it, right? Like label and everything. Like, I don't want to, like, a designer like Quentin Beach and then my perfume smells like label, you know? And plus, it's kind of underwhelming. Like, maybe it was the build-up. Maybe the whole thing of like, oh my gosh, it's Quentin Beach. He's like, you know, okay, not angel share. You know what kind of smells like khamra as well? Like, it just has that booziness, like that weird khamra booziness, along with that label, you know, of Jean Paul Gaultier. So if you want to imagine how this perfume smells like, just mix the two perfume together and just think of how it would smell like. There's no pear, so you will not get that pear feeling. Although they have that apricot and rhubarb, still doesn't smell like pear. But like they try to give it that fresh edge or something. I don't know. But for the price, I mean, I don't know. It's definitely not a blind buy. It has some stuff written over here. Like, it just underwhelmed me. Like, for me, it didn't live up to the name, you know. And I guess they created so much of hype around it and everything. And then, so I don't know. Plus, like, right now my bottle is new. So I'm not going to give it the benefit of the doubt that I'm going to keep using it for some time. And I'll see, I will try to force myself to gravitate towards it, because I'm not going to pull this off my shelf as of yet, you know. So I'll leave it behind and I'll keep testing it on and off to see how it feels like. But right now, think of spicy honey caramel and in an old library with really, really old books where the papers have gone yellow and it's a little dusty. That's how this smells like to me. This is definitely all day, all weather. It doesn't smell like a perfume which is for a specific occasion or for a specific weather. And the tone of voice I thought for this perfume was the video of Sadness by Enigma. Just think of like the whole vibe of that video. Middle Eastern vibe check, I would say none, because I don't associate this scent with Middle Eastern perfumes. The projection is like 1 or 2 feet. It's a very intimate scent. It doesn't project like a lot. Maybe 1 or 2 feet if you overspray. And then plus the longevity was like, no way. It was like, I just was like so disappointed. It was like 4 hours and just disappeared. I kept like spraying it on myself. Like, people could smell it on me only if I would come very close to them. So it was kind of like, okay, if you want to spray a perfume for yourself, this might be okay for you. I want to give this right now an 8 out of 10. I'm giving it 8 out of 10 as a benefit of doubt because it's definitely not a bad perfume. It smells nice, but it's just not anything special. It just smells like something you've smelled before. It smells like a combination of a couple of perfumes that we already know. So because of that disappointment and everything, plus I want to macerate it and then think of like what I want to give it. So, and the celebrity I thought of was Eva Gardner, because I felt this is like a very classic perfume. Smells old, it smells vintage, it smells mature. So I thought, like, I don't know, she came to my mind, so that's what I'm going to associate it with. The next one is from Paris Corner. This is from their Emir range, and they sent me a few perfumes. Some I purchased, some they have sent me. This one is called Cherry Cola. The box is like very mediocre. It has that cola kind of thingy. I quite like the bottle, you know. And they have an entire Emir collection, which is like these bottles. The bottle is so freaking heavy. I can't. You can use it like a dumbbell, you know, can take two and then, you know, start with your fitness journey along with smelling good. You know? Now, this perfume, not for the faint-hearted. This is categorized as an amber woody fragrance, and I have no idea who did this comparison. So it definitely on first spray, it smells like cola. The first thing you get is like a very nice cherry cola. It retails only for about US $20. Like that's what I bought it for. Maybe on discounts and everything you'll get it for cheaper. This is a fun perfume, but if you're thinking it smells very cherry cola, very popsy and everything, it does, but it has this very strong, the cinnamon chewing gum scent. So imagine a girl who's wearing shorts and she's on her roller skates, you know, she's chewing a cinnamon gum and sipping on cherry cola. It smells exactly like that. So that's the tone of voice I'm giving it. Like it's like a young person, very youthful. The thing is, like, the more it starts drying down, that cinnamon gets kind of overwhelming. So it does like smell very nice. It has like a pop and zing. It smells very young and youthful, which is something I need to think about because I don't know where I would wear this perfume. Maybe with the girls, like when we go out and stuff. Now, I love the opening of this perfume, but as it starts settling down, it changes like drastically. Let me tell you the notes for this. Top notes are black cherry, cinnamon, Sicilian lemon, and nutmeg. Middle notes of cola, Indonesian patchouli, and orange blossom. And the base notes of Brazilian tonka beans, benzoin, vanilla, and latinum. The patchouli and nutmeg are clashing. Like in the beginning, all is well. Like you feel like, oh my gosh, this perfume is so stunning. It's like smells so fresh, so different. It's like they've captured the essence of cherry cola along with your cinnamon chewing gum, and you know that's what it smells like. But the more it starts like going into the middle note, that nutmeg and patchouli, like first of all the patchouli is super dirty, so with that freshness, fizziness of the cola and everything, then suddenly you start smelling this dirty nutmeg. It's like you have nutmeg powder mixed with soil and then you're sniffing on it along with the cherry cola and the cinnamon, you know. It just makes you feel a bit like, you know, like that girl who was like sipping on cola and everything, she fell in dirt, you know, while skating, you know. So it does like kind of like that nutmeg is like just making me like ick, you know, like I don't know, it just bothers me. It's creating that spiciness that I don't want. Like cinnamon, till cinnamon it was fine. Maybe a black pepper would have been nice, but not nutmeg. So the fresh and the earthy elements are kind of like clashing, and it's not clashing in a good way. Sometimes like these earthy notes and everything ground a perfume so it doesn't smell juvenile and everything. Now this perfume, it's like, I would assume it's for a woman or a girl, but I feel it's like perfectly unisex. Because I can see a guy pulling this off as well. Because initially it smells fresh and everything, but then once it settles down, it becomes a serious perfume. So it's like a stark contrast. It's like, you know, like aging in like high speed. It's like you are young and like, you know, energetic and everything. And you're like roaming around on your rollerblades and roller skates or whatever, having the time of your life, you know. And then suddenly you started aging and now you're doing your 9 to 6, you know. It just starts like smelling so serious so suddenly. The overall scent is very nice, but the cinnamon and the nutmeg are kind of going overboard. Like the cinnamon units especially, I feel it's a little bit overdone. So after some time you just start feeling like you're smelling this cinnamon chewing gum, you know. Settles down, just starts smelling like a spicy chewing gum, cinnamon chewing gum. So I cannot wear this right now. I feel this is a very spring summer fragrance. So I'm going to wear this because in Dubai heat, maybe this is going to shine, you know, I don't know. So I am intrigued. I'm very intrigued actually, because this perfume is very different. This nutmeg, maybe like it'll stay for some time, it'll change and everything, and maybe I'll start liking the perfume. So it's a good thing that maybe in a one or two months I'll revisit this, because Dubai summers are going to start, and when they start, it's hot. It's so hot. So I think this will keep me fresh and everything all day, and especially to work and stuff. Maybe I don't know. So I do like this perfume. The tone of voice I've written: fun, defiant youth in a miniskirt, sipping cherry cola and chewing cinnamon gum. But then I added like falling into the dirt and everything. So the Middle Eastern vibe is none. Projection is like a good 2 to 3 feet, but the more you spray, the more it'll project. It's one of those perfumes that will project initially a lot and then it'll start becoming like arm's length projection. The value you get for the amount you pay, I think it's pretty decent. It's a very interesting scent. So again, this is not for like the faint-hearted. It's not like a run-on-the-mill like scent which is like crowd pleasing. It definitely does smell unique, and it does smell very realistically of cherry cola and cinnamon chewing gum. So you need to try this before you buy it, right? The longevity was also quite decent. It was like 6 hours. After that was just cinnamon. Like I could just feel like I'm just smelling like cinnamon chewing gum. You know, after you chew the cinnamon chewing gum, you like throughout the day you smell like cinnamon, you know, and that's exactly the vibe I'm getting from this perfume as well. My rating for this is like, let me give it 7.5 out of 10 right now, because it says like, you know, you really need to be in a mood to wear this perfume, and like I know I won't gravitate towards it too much. And when my nieces visit and everything next time, I'll probably give this to them because it's more of their age, you know. I would expect a teenager or like very early 20s, you know. And the celebrity I thought of immediately was Cara Delevingne. Like that, her image just came in my head. It's giving very like Cara Delevingne energy, defiant, you know, like little quirky, weird, you know, non-conformist and everything. So the next one, I got this from US when my sister came to Dubai. Like you guys know, most of y'all know. And one of you even said that when you hear that my sister's in town, you know I have new perfumes. Yeah, because the ones that are not available in the UAE, I order it from her. So the Lattafa Pride 2 collection, by the way, you guys are lucky because everybody who purchased it anywhere except for GCC, you got it at a much better price than us. So we are kind of getting it for around $85 or so, the full size of all the Pride collection. So it's a bit pricey for us. I know like on Amazon in US, it was much cheaper. So I got this sample size of Ajwaa. So a lot of people told me, do not buy this, I hate it and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, now you guys are like tempting me, because like the moment you say I hate a perfume, I'm like, what is so bad about it? So I wanted to try it. The thing is that on Fragrantica, this has got 4.25, which is a lot. So I'm just wondering where the hate is coming from. And then I smell the perfume. I just got a 20 ml. I'll put the price up and I'll link the link as well where I got it from. I think this 20 ml is enough because this is gonna last a very, very long time. So the moment you smell this, you feel like you are in a spice market and you fell in a bag full of cloves or spices, you know, like mixed spices. When I'm saying this smells like a spice market, it's spice market personified. It literally smells like there are dates around, because over here you have these gunny bags, you know, and then they have filled it with like spices, dates, incense, all these resins and everything. When you enter the spice market, you get this overwhelming smell of spices first, and then you can start smelling other things like dates and your dried fruits and dried flower petals and all that stuff. So it apparently smells like House of Oud's Dates Delight. I haven't smelled that. Or Legacy of Petra by Penhaligon's. It does have a very Penhaligon's feel, right? It smells a little vintage. I don't want to call it dated. Okay, actually it is kind of smelling dated. It smells like a Penhaligon fragrance, which will be very, very spicy and sweet, but the date's kind of sweet. Very, very Middle Eastern leaning. Super strong, like super strong. 1 or 2 sprays and that's it. Otherwise you're gonna like choke, and I'm not kidding you, you might faint, yeah? Especially if it's warm, you will definitely faint. If you spray this in a closed room, you will have a seizure or something. It's really, really strong. So at the moment I sprayed this and the moment I smelled this, I was like immediately transported to me walking into the spice market of Dubai. Like when you walk through the streets, first of all, you feel like you're in, because that spice market is in old Dubai. So we have Dubai, New Dubai and old Dubai. The New Dubai is very urbanized, very like modern. The old Dubai is like where all the historical things are and where all these genuine markets are. So when you go there, you kind of feel like you're not in Dubai anymore, you know? So it kind of like transported me to all these like streets of the spice market of Dubai. Let me try and get you some clips and everything. I know I had promised I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna Okay, I'm working on another channel. That's a whole different new thing that like that'll be more of me going out and doing stuff, and this is gonna be like this talking head videos with you guys just testing perfumes and letting you know my opinion. Yeah. So anyhow, this like immediately transported me there. Plus, I do like feel like there's some tobacco leaf in the background, like a sweet dry tobacco leaf, you know. So this kind of like reminds me of something which is very comforting. It smells like a warm hug. It just feels very nice and familiar, you know, but also nostalgic at the same time, because obviously I'm not roaming around in the spice market every single day of my life while I'm here in Dubai, you know. But it does remind me of some days where like kind of like a childhood memory where I entered the spice market for the first time or something, you know. So it feels nostalgic. It feels very comforting. It feels like a warm hug, tight bear hug, you know. This is definitely for the not for the faint-hearted. The moment I smell this, I'm like, I wish this was a candle. And trust me, when you smell Ajwa for the first time, the good thing is that you guys are actually getting these sample bottles of 20 ml. I wish all the brands did this 20 ml bottle. It would be so much easier for us reviewers to not buy each and every perfume and spend so much money, you know. Like getting these samples, like I can actually like talk about it like with avoiding the guilt of actually spending too much money and then not liking a perfume. But the moment I smelled this, I was like, I wish this was a candle. I would be burning this around my house all the time. So the top notes for this are bergamot, elemi, dates and lemon. Elemi is a resin. Heart note of, again, elemi, licorice and myrrh. And the base notes are benzoin, incense, labdanum, musk and vanilla. No oud, which is, I know, it's difficult to believe. It's hard to believe that a perfume this strong, which is smelling of spice market, doesn't smell like oud. But then it has incense. But no, it doesn't smell like oud at all. It smells incensey. Yeah, it's like smoky and incensey. You know what I'm gonna do with this? I'm gonna spray this on like tissue papers and blotting papers, and I'm gonna throw it in like my cupboard. I'm just gonna like roll the tissue paper, spray it and throw it in all parts of my cupboards, my drawers, you know. And I know my house is gonna start smelling like this, you know. Even maybe like spray this a little bit and stuff it somewhere in my sofa covers and everything, you know, and the whole house will continuously keep smelling of the spices and everything. It's a very nice scent, but I wish this was a home scent and not like a perfume that you need to wear. So this is definitely leaning quite masculine, but women can wear it, but it's a bit on the masculine side, so be warned. On the dry down, it smells like the most beautiful perfume ever, because it becomes very, very woody. And then it has the sweet tobacco kind of scent. So that's why I'm feeling like they've not listed all the notes in the notes display. But the dry down is like stunning. Like I could just keep smelling the strip for the rest of the day and still not get tired. Then I would want to sleep and keep the strip under my nose, you know. It's so beautiful. It's kind of a mixture of Angel Share by the Fireplace and Helfetti by Penhaligon's. You know, when you mix all that, it's kind of that kind of scent, which is why I feel this is very masculine leaning. This will be my Eid home fragrance. So Ramadan is going to start next month, and on Eid we like our homes to smell very overwhelming. So you can smell our houses from outside the door. You'll be in the elevator and you'll smell our houses, you know. So yeah, this is definitely going to be the Eid scent for my home, not for myself. I'm going to spray this everywhere around the house, and probably this 20 ml will be done with, you know. You can wear this anytime during the day, but only during winter, not even fall. I think this is quite heavy, and you need to, it's very heavy, thick, and very, very warm. It actually feels hot because of the spices again. So reserve this for your winter scent. The projection is like 4 to 5 feet. I'm not kidding. It spreads all over the place, you know, it's like insane. And the longevity also is like 10 plus hours. I'm not kidding. Like this is I'm gonna leave the strip, and I promise you tomorrow I'll still be smelling the strip like so strongly around the area. My rating for this is 8 out of 10 because I feel it's a good fragrance. Ali will never gravitate towards a fragrance that's this strong and this spicy, like very realistic spices and stuff. And especially because like we know how a spice market smells like, and this smells like a spice market. So he's not going to gravitate towards this. The celebrity I had thought of was Daniel Day-Lewis for this one, you know, very Wild West kind of, you know. So yeah, although like I feel Ajwa is not meant to be worn on yourself, at least for me, I feel this will be a very good home fragrance. And finally, I have a set of 2 perfumes. This is a new brand I'm testing out. Not PR, not sponsored, not nothing. It's purchased with my own money. This is for $75. It's a set. It's called Legend of Valleys by Giza. A lot of you all was telling me like review the Giza perfumes. They're quite nice. Can you see how nice and beautiful iridescent box it is? It's quite stunning. and also like that's how the bottles are. So it's quite stunning, the presentation and everything, you know, very pretty. Let me test out the first one. So this is the Legend of the Valley, and this has the Imperial II and the Hudson II. I'm going to review the Imperial II. So these are like a set of 90 ml. If you buy the full sizes, I think they're 200 ml or something. They're like big bottles, right? Like never ending, never finishing. Yeah, so the packaging is like stunning for gifting as well. And the bottles are also very, very pretty. They're very vintage looking. Check out the details, you know. Not tacky, very, very beautiful. I love the frosted glass. I love like the very vintage feeling. The shape of the bottle is so cute, you know. When you have the entire set, like just imagine these bottles like stacked up in the shelf behind me. It's gonna be stunning. So the first one is Imperial Valley 2 or Imperial 2. This is an amber woody fragrance, and on Fragrantica this has got 3.71. Right off the bat, this smells very, very, very masculine. So I feel this is not meant for women at all, like at all. This is a kind of masculine fragrance I'll stay away from because it feels spicy, aquatic, aromatic. You know, when it goes into that direction, it's a purely male fragrance. It smells very aftershavy, very bro kind of fragrance, you know. On Fragrantica, it's got only 3.71, which is sad because while it is very masculine, I would not want this on me. I think it would smell amazing on Ali and I would want him to wear this. It smells like one from Bulgari and Mancera's Black Noir. Unfortunately, I've not smelled either of those perfumes, so I can't really compare. The top notes for this are Sicilian bergamot, Davana and pink pepper. Middle notes of agar wood, which is oud. Then you have your white amber and rosemary. And then you have your base notes of leather, Haitian vetiver and musk. By the way, these perfumes are so potent, like 1 or 2 sprays of this and it's like you'll be good to go for the whole day. The first time I sprayed this, like I nuked my office, like literally nuked it. Like I sprayed like a couple of sprays because I was like, oh, it will be unisex because they advertise it as a unisex fragrance, right? So I sprayed it like all around over me. And then I was like, oh my God, I had to run and open the door because it was so overwhelming. I thought I was going to like choke. It was very cloying. So yeah, just 2 sprays, more than enough. I'm not saying this in a bad way. This is like in a very, very good way, right? So I think this is like initially it opens with a very bergamot bomb kind of it. Why am I nuking stuff and bombing stuff? It's so bad that I'm dressed up like this and I'm talking like this. So let me not do that. So it starts off very bergamot and oud, like forward. You can definitely smell the oud, but it's a chippy oud, you know, the chips of oud. Sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit today as well. And then you feel like a hint of rose, but the more you smell it, like, you know, initially that oud and bergamot are super evident. So that's what you get hit by initially. And the more you start smelling the perfume, then you can clearly smell the pepper, you can smell the rosemary. Like when I oversprayed it, like I felt like all the hair in my nose, like they burnt off. Like, you know, like it was so potent. But once it starts settling down and slowing down, and if you have not oversprayed like me, you will start appreciating this scent so much. So it has this Davana also, which is known as the Indian Artemisia. So if you know what Artemisia or Artemisia is, like it's there in a lot of Korean skincare products as well. And I was obsessed with this one particular one called, I don't remember, it was a toner by this brand called Misha, and it was something Artemisia, right? So I actually love that one, especially because of the way my skin used to get calm, and that smell of Artemisia also was very calming. And I think that I like this perfume because it has that very strong note of Artemisia. So this one has Indian Artemisia, which is the Davana, which is like, it's supposed to smell like a slightly fruity tea. So the moment you smell the Davana, it kind of like takes you out of the shock that you smelled initially where you're, you know, the whole shebang happened, the whole boom bam, you know. Then you start feeling like, oh my gosh, like this smells so good. So I feel like everybody who rated this 3.71, they probably sprayed it and they got very offended and they probably sprayed it on a strip or so, I'm not sure. But like, I'm just surprised that this perfume got 3.71, which is like ridiculous because I think this is a very good perfume for men. The agarwood, the white amber, everything is so subtle. So it just feels like a very nice, like you're floating in a swimming pool, chilling out, you know. Somebody who's worn like a very citrus scent and slightly like with slight spices and oud and everything. But you know, it's like the air around that person who will be floating in the swimming pool, you know, it just smells fresh and nice. I think it's very pretty. Kind of also has as a Storm Fort kind of a vibe, but toned down version, you know, like not like very overwhelming smell. So to my nose, this dried down extremely masculine, so I can't consider as this as a unisex fragrance, although they've advertised it as a unisex fragrance. I don't think, in my opinion, a woman, unless you like smelling like a man, like this is very, very masculine. It's woody, aromatic, aquatic, spicy, everything at the same time, but in a very, very masculine way. So of course my classification will be masculine, not unisex. The tone of voice, I've written the tone of voice, middle-aged, hot husband in a swimming pool. I don't know what I keep cooking up when I'm like making these notes. This for me is like summer all day. Actually, no, summer daytime, I would say. Even spring, you can pull it off, but this is more like a summer fragrance. Middle Eastern vibe is mild because of that oud. You can really smell the oud, but it's not ouding too hard. Like it's not being like in your face. It's not banyadi. It's like the wood, like it smells like wood chips, which is like infused with oud. The projection is like a good 4 to 5 feet. It's very, very strong. Longevity, freaking perfume doesn't go away from your clothes. You need to wash it, you know. So after I oversprayed myself that day with this perfume, my whole like laundry was smelling of this perfume. My rating for this is like 8 out of 10 for men, you know, just because I will want to smell this on Ali. I really want to see how it smells on him, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna like it, although I don't know what he's gonna think about this bottle, you know, but okay, he can spray it at home and go anyhow. He doesn't have to respray. This perfume is like pretty strong. And the celebrity I'd given this to was Eric Bana, so you can kind of imagine the kind of image that I have in my head about this perfume. By the way, Giza, some people are calling it Jizza, but it is Giza. It means story in Arabic. And it's a Kuwaiti brand, not UAE brand. Next, and the last one. Where did all my strips go? Okay, let me get this one. So the last one is Hudson II from the same collection. Let me show you the bottle. It's again iridescence, but it's like a milky iridescent, and then it has this silver embellishment on top. Very pretty. Now this is a different story altogether. Now I was a little bit disappointed because I bought this thing because like the set, because I thought it's unisex and I will like try Giza. Everybody's like telling me about it, so I just bought it, bought it. This freaking thing is again masculine, and I was just so disappointed. I'm like, what in on look at the bottles. Would you think this is a masculine fragrance? But then you know what, like whatever, at least Ali can use it. This is an amber woody fragrance, and this one has got 4.18 on Fragrantica. And I'm just wondering how this one got 4.18 and the other one got 3.71 or whatever. Although it is nice, it's definitely a good perfume, but I found the other one being more masculine, more like attractive in a like a seductive way. This one is more like a good smelling perfume that you can wear to the office. Like it's a very mundane, day-to-day, you know, going for doing regular chores, running errands, going to the office. So this is compared to Tamine's Royal Sapphire. If you know Tamim brand, it's a very expensive brand, and Tamim is apparently like very quality ingredients, very niche, very beautiful. The bottles and everything are also like stunning. I don't own any of them because I can't afford them. I might try and get sample sets or something, but I don't believe they sell sample sets of Tamim fragrances. It also, okay, listen to this comparison. So they say it smells like Tamim Royal Sapphire, which is like, you know, and then they're saying it smells like CK Into You. And then I just thought about it and I'm like, dude, you know what? It does smell like CK Into You. Because if you remember, there was a time where everybody had that ugly ass bottle on their vanity and no one was using that perfume because it was like so like cologne kind of smelling perfume, and like everybody had that on their vanity. If I'm not mistaken, like each and every friend and their dad, everybody on their vanity, they had that bottle over there. The top notes for this are blackcurrant and saffron, middle notes of rose, and the base notes of patchouli and amber. Like it's a blast from the past. I can't tell you. Like just think of CK Into You if you smell that perfume. If you've not, I'm sure you can go to one of the stores, you know, and it's available like for maybe like $10-12. You know, it smells just like that. Like for me, this smells expensive and cheap all at the same time just because of that association. Because I know even when CK Into You was released, although Calvin Klein was like a decent brand back then, I'm talking about when I was a child, right? A kid. It still felt cheap. I don't know. They had this like thing about their fragrances. I felt the fragrances are very fresh. It was very like young, very like not like I never thought of that brand or its perfumes as something which would be luxurious or something, right? It was a very casual United Colors of Benetton, that kind of like fragrance, you know. So this, yes, definitely when it opens, it's like super masculine, but this one kind of does tone down to a feminine fragrance. and you start smelling the rose like very mildly. But you know what, when you say blackcurrant, saffron, rose, patchouli and amber, you really can't smell any of these ingredients. It's very strange because the notes, this doesn't smell like all these things mentioned over here. I can't smell the saffron, I can't smell the blackcurrant, I can't smell the rose, patchouli or amber. Patchouli maybe, amber maybe, but the rest of it, like, no. Again, very potent. So just spray like a few sprays. You will faint if you overspray. The notes feel like very simple and just like a few of them, like 5, you know, but definitely not. Definitely has like a lot more things going on which they have not like disclosed. I do smell like anise, anise seeds, anise star, no, not star, the anise seeds, and like some sort of pepper as well. It does like kind of feel like very dated to me, and it's not on trend. Okay, perfumes, I don't care if it's on trend or not, but this really smells dated. It's very old school. It's reminding me of some aftershave also, which my dad used to wear. Like, I don't know, it's like a very old school scent. So this is again not unisex according to me. This is very masculine. The tone of voice, I've written derby attire, so think of that, you know. This is again a spring summer fragrance, very fresh but very potent. That's the thing about all the Giza perfumes. They are very strong and potent. Middle Eastern vibe check is 0. The projection is like 4 to 5 feet depending on how much you spray, but please don't be generous while spraying any of the Giza perfumes. The longevity on this one compared to the other Imperial, this is a little bit lesser, so I would say this is 7 to 8 hours. My rating for this is like 7 out of 10. I know I'm being mean, but like I wanted to even give it lesser, but because like it's not kind of, it's a nice scent, but it's just so like, I've smelled this like 100 times from different perfume brands, you know. And the celebrity I wanted to give this to was Jake Gyllenhaal. So that's it for today, guys. I have covered like some interesting perfumes, and then the next couple of days I will be doing like some new Lattafas, some Paris Corner perfumes they've sent me, some Khadlaj perfumes that, actually Khadlaj perfume oils that they've sent me. So all that will be coming, and I'm going to try and like post more often just to cover up all these days that I've missed, you know, like posting. Some videos are going to be like long like this one. Some of them are going to be super short, you know. Today it was just 5 of some, it's a haul, you know. And I have like many other hauls coming up as well. So I have a lot of filming to do. I have a lot of editing to do. So I'm going to try and like, you know, post them every alternate days or every 3 days at least. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.